Hello and welcome to NRL Tonight. I'm Warren Smith. It is great to have your company. Here's what's making news today. Peter V'landys sends out one last plea to US President Donald Trump. We want you. The Sharks arrive on the Glitter Strip with a point to prove in their season opener against the Panthers. And the Jillaroos prepare to make history with the first women's international on US soil. What a week in rugby league it is, and with all four NRL teams now officially in Las Vegas, preparations for Sunday's Allegiant Stadium season opener are in full swing. But there's one more person ARLC Chairman Peter V'landys hopes will make it to Sin City, US President Donald Trump.
ARLC Chair Peter V'landys has never been afraid to dream big. That is, after all, why the NRL's in the second year of a 5-year deal to win over the hearts and minds of American sports fans. And it is also why he's refusing to give up on the idea of luring US President Donald Trump to Allegiant Stadium for Sunday's extravaganza.
The publicity would be priceless. Now, the reason we want him here is he's a walking billboard. Everywhere he goes, he generates worldwide publicity. And, you know, to show a highlight rugby league by him being here, it'll be the biggest cut through in America we'll ever have.
The ARLC chairman also giving his thoughts on the Hudson Young-Morgan Smithies fight, an incident that everyone seems determined to move on from as quickly as possible.
Look, it's very disappointing, but to be fair, it's a minor scuffle, silly antics. They shouldn't have done it. It's not good for rugby league. They're professionals. They know they did the wrong thing. We've moved forward now. And if that's the biggest thing that happens to us in Vegas, I'll be happy.
One particular raider, though, will remember this trip for exactly the right reasons, with Xavier Savage pulling off the kind of proposal that'll have every other NRL player about to pop the question, wondering if they might need to go a little bigger.
Yeah, very nervous, as anyone would be. I think it's never easy, but I'm glad that that's over, and she said yes, and yeah, got that out of the way pretty early so I could focus on the footy as well this weekend. But yeah, we'll embrace that more with my partner and my fiancée now when I get back to Australia.
At Penrith, Jack Cole opened up on his stunning rise to the number 6 jersey in place of the injured Blaze Talangi, with the 21-year-old also admitting he knew he was playing over a week ago, a secret few in rugby league had any inkling of.
I probably didn't know until maybe like a couple of weeks ago when I was training there a bit more consistently, but yeah, when I first heard he was coming over, like I didn't really think too much of it. I think I just thought it was another bit of competition, another challenge, and I think when there's competition, I think that's when I'm sort of at my best. So me backing myself as well goes a long way of that too. Like he can put all the trust he wants in me, but I've got to still back myself too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm going to take it with both hands, like I said before.
While their opponents, Cronulla, the last team to arrive in Vegas, also got through their first hit out in Sin City as they get to work on proving they can beat the best teams on the biggest stages.
Yeah, it's going to be a good contest. They're obviously the best for a reason. You know, they have a great squad, and I'm sure they'll be, you know, at the top there again this year. So there's no easy games in the NRL, and you probably get the hardest one, round one. But we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to the challenge, and I've been working really hard. So it's good to see how we'll turn out.
The Warriors, meantime, have been happily going about their business here in Vegas in what's so far been a pretty straightforward build-up. Although it is clear NRL players still have a fair way to go before America really knows who they are.
I think we were walking around, and every time we mentioned we're from New Zealand, they assume All Blacks straight away, so have to correct him and say, no, Rugby League Warriors, yeah.
Cody Kay in Las Vegas for Fox Sports News.
Yes, we're only 4 days out, and joining me live from Las Vegas now is the Daily Telegraph's Adam Mobbs. Adam, it's great to see you. It's late on Tuesday night in Vegas time. I trust there hasn't been a breakout of blow-up baseball bats on the Glitter Strip.
Yeah, g'day, Warren. I must admit, I did go to a couple of souvenir stores and ask them if they had any inflatable blow-up bats, and they looked at me like I had two heads, so I assume Hudson Young and Morgan Smithies brought it with them.
Well, that is good news, I guess, that there's no more drama as far as baseball bats for the NRL is concerned. No more baseball bats, but love is certainly in the air. In the Raiders camp, after 22-year-old winger Xavier Savage proposed to his partner Talia Simbolan in front of the famous Bellagio Hotel fountains. Ad, is there any chance the Elvis Wedding Chapel is set upon by the entire Green Machine squad on Sunday night for an impromptu ceremony to tie the knot?
Well, as silly as that sounds, we did put the question to Xavier when he proposed to Talia, and he said no, there wouldn't be a shotgun wedding. But look, as soon as the Raiders got the green light that they were going to Las Vegas, Xavier went about sorting this out, and he even had the Raiders photographer come along and snap the magic moment. And look, it's what a great event, what a great advertisement for rugby league, because we know what happened with Morgan Smithies and Hudson Young, and I tell you what, the touch of love from Xavier Savage must have got to the Raiders, because they were at the UFC Centre today, and we spotted Morgan Smithies and Hudson Young hugging each other as well. So they seem to have got over their little Vegas tiff as well. And I think Ricky Stewart's probably got them all locked in now ahead of the weekend. So they did a bit of training today, probably their toughest session of the week, I'd say, and days off tomorrow, and then everything, Fan Hub, everything kicks off from there. So it's going to be huge.
Yeah, the blow-up baseball bats out of the way, the proposals out of the way, time to get down to business for the Raiders now. The action kicks off early in the morning, daylight savings time here on Sunday in Australia. When we turn the TV on, do you think there's any chance we'll see Rabbitohs great Sam Burgess on the sideline in his role as Warrington coach? I mean, as we understand it, Sam is still stuck in the UK, waiting to see if he gets a visa to travel to the US at the 11th hour.
Yeah, this is fascinating, isn't it? I spoke to the NRL tonight, and word is that Sam Burgess is actually staying in London, right near the airport, waiting for that moment that he gets the green light to be able to fly to Vegas. So NRL officials are supremely confident that he'll get the green light. It's just a matter of when, because Warrington, I'm led to believe that they just left this a little bit late, and that's why poor Sam is stuck back at home while Warrington have arrived here, and then they've already got into their preparations, because they're first up on Saturday here local time, Sunday back there for you. So we'll be staking at the airport to see if Big Sam gets here, but he's in constant communication with the team, and I guess you're going to need him there game day, right? So the preparation, the assistants can take care of, but you're going to want your coach there on the sideline when you run out at Allegiant Stadium.
Well, I can't imagine Sam locked up in a hotel room at Heathrow for days on end. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Warrington and Wigan fans at Allegiant Stadium to see the two Super League clubs go head-to-head. As you walk the streets at the moment, do you get a sense yet as to which of the teams, all the NRL teams or the women's teams as well, who has the biggest supporter base in Las Vegas?
Yeah, that's interesting, right? There was a few dribs and drabs when we got here last Thursday, but today particularly, you're starting to see a lot more people around, and the vibe is starting to pick up. We went and checked out Old Vegas, Fremont Street last night, just doing the rounds for the Telegraph, so there was nothing more untoward to that. But the buzz there is really starting to pick up, and I think I think you're going to start to see. I think the Warriors are doing really well with their fandom, but I'm seeing Sharkies jerseys. I'm seeing Panthers fans who are flocking to it, and Sharkies as well. So look, we'll see who comes out on top. But at the moment, the Warriors seem like they've got it for mine.
Yeah, no surprise there. They've got the whole country behind them, of course, off the back of what they've done over the past couple of years as well. Now, the teams were named yesterday. Panthers coach Ivan Cleary solved the first mystery of the season for us by naming 21-year-old 5'8" Jack Cole as the replacement for Jarome Luai in this opening round. He's only played 10 games at him in the NRL, but he's another product off that Panthers nursery. The New South Wales Central Tablelands has been groomed for this moment over the past 5 years. And when you have Nathan Cleary as your halves partner, there's no pressure on Cole, is there, to come out and try and overplay his hand?
No, not at all. And as you said, the kid from Orange, big shoes to fill, because many people seem to think that Jarome Luai and James Fisher-Harris leaving could just be the end of this Panthers dynasty. I think that's crazy talk, because it's like the Chicago Bulls, right? You're the champions until someone dethrones you. And look, Jack Cole was defiant today and showed a bit of attitude, which I liked. And he said, look, I think I've earned this. I've earned this call-up. I've shown what I can do. And look, the other guy in the running was Blaze Talangi, the recruit from Parramatta. But my understanding is that maybe he wasn't quite ready with that shoulder yet. But obviously Jack's shown his wares. They know he's been in the system for a couple of years. They know what to expect from him. And look, when you've got Nathan Cleary there, a ball-playing lock like Isaiah Yeo, a guy like Dylan Edwards out the back, you're going to have the pressure off you, right? So he's just got to go in there and work his side of the field. And look, the only concern I have for the Panthers is, have a lot of their big guns played enough trials? Haven't featured a lot. Are they a little undercooked? Well, we're going to find out on Sunday, right?
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, there's a question we have for a number of teams that are going into round one who have rested their stars through the pre-season. Now, the Panthers' opponents, the Sharks, they've got former Warrior Addin Fonua-Blake lining up for them in the first time in their colours, and it feels like he's the forward they've been waiting for over the past few seasons, the front rower perhaps who can take them from being a top four team to maybe, I know it's a big maybe, and we just spoke about the Panthers, but potentially the Sharks, they could be one of the top two teams to beat, obviously, in 2025.
Yeah, well, that's right. All the talk in the off-season was about the Addin Fonua-Blake signing because he added that bit of difference in those Sharks forwards. So great footwork, great hands, big body, scores tries, and just looking at what likes of Will Kennedy and Nicho Hynes could do behind Fonua-Blake. And we're out at Sharks training today at the James Regional Sports Park, which is transformed from a suburban Las Vegas sports ground into an NRL hub. They had the Panthers, the Sharks, the Warriors, and the Jillaroos all trained there today. And they looked a very relaxed bunch, right, under Craig Fitzgibbon and Josh Hannay. And, yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think, the Warriors, they get James Fisher-Harris, but he's a very different type of forward to Addin Fonua-Blake. And I'm interested to see what they can do and what that means for Nicho Hynes, who, terrific person, great player, and great matchup against Nathan Cleary on the weekend.
Yeah, and hoping to bounce back with form-wise in 2025 after being a bit subdued when it mattered in 2024, the halfback. Now, the Warriors, speaking of halfbacks, have Sean Johnson's boots to fill in 2025, and Andrew Webster has gone with Luke Metcalf to steer the ship in the halfback role when they take on the Raiders in round one. He's a tremendous talent, Luke Metcalf, and you can only keep your fingers crossed for him. That he's had such a rotten run of luck with leg injuries over the past couple of years, hasn't he, Adam?
Yeah, he has. And look, I was lucky enough to spend a bit of time with Luke the last couple of days. We went along to him to a local Las Vegas TV station where he did a cross on Las Vegas Now TV. And the confidence of this young man, he took everything in his stride. He promoted the game. He talked things up. He had the host screaming up the wahs. And look, this is a big reason why Andrew Webster's got such trust in this kid, right? They're talking about him being a running 5'8", but truth is he's played halfback his whole career, his whole junior career. He wants the 40-20s. He wants to kick goals. He wants to play. He wants to have the big plays on his shoulders. So, look, and if you talk to those at the Warriors, it's not a big surprise that he's wearing the number 7. He's the standout half that they've got there. I know they've got Chanel Harris-Tavita. They've got Tanner Boyd, Tamari Martin and Jet Cleary, the younger brother of Nathan's, probably another 12 months away from first grade. But look, Luke Metcalf could not have been more impressive the last couple of days here in Vegas. And I watched him at training this morning, and he was terrific. Led them around the park. They had a little opposed session. And yeah, I'm liking the Warriors to bounce back from last season, that's for sure.
And like Mitch Moses at the Parramatta Eels, and we saw what he did coming back to play for Australia in the Pacific Cup last year, that one X factor that Metcalf has, like Moses, is just absolute pure speed. When he gets the chance, he can put his foot down. He's as quick as most players in the competition, and that would frighten the life out of defences when he gets the ball at first receiver in this halfback role. We wish him well in 2025. Now, but I can't wait to see the reaction of US fans when they get to witness the women's test match between Australia and England. Now, the two teams haven't played since 2017. It was a 38-0 bash-up in favour of the Jillaroos last time. I think it's fair to say that in America they haven't seen a whole lot of sport like this when it comes to women's sport in particular.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see the response as well because women's flag football is one of the fastest growing sports in the US, but they don't have anything like this, Warren. They don't have anything like Samaima Taufa hitting you and you staying hit. They don't have anything like Isabel Kelly running those lines in centres or Jess Surgis. And they got out there today, the Jillaroos, for their first run at the James Regional Sports Park. They had the icy caps of Mount Charleston, a really picturesque background, but don't let that fool you. That's 3,000 metres up. The temperature on the ground at the time was about 27 degrees. It's winter here, but 27 degrees still. So talking to the locals, and they say it's a little out of the ordinary, but the women's team was sweating up a bit today, and they're under Jess Skinner, who's interim coach now coming in. And look, they look locked in, and they know what's ahead of them. They know the history that they're about to create. They know that they're going to go out there at Allegiant Stadium in front of almost 50,000 fans. We're up to 46,000 tickets sold, and I don't know if you remember last year, I think there was a few walk-ups that were dissuaded by the fact there was once in 10-year winds that were blowing at about 100 mile an hour, and it was so lucky that Allegiant's under a roof, right? So I think this time around, you might see them get close to that 50,000 mark.
I think they're going to be the surprise hit of the weekend, as they usually are, the Women's International there. And anytime it's Australia versus England in any sport, it is must-see TV. Adam, hey, thanks for your time. And I know you're a big enough boy to look after yourself, quite obviously, in the Glitter Strip in Las Vegas and everything that throws at you. But if I could offer one small piece of advice, it would be to steer clear of anybody named Fletch or Hindy. I hope you haven't seen them.
No, I haven't, but I did spot Brian Carney here today, and he did tell us that he was getting text messages from one Matthew John saying, let's catch up for a beverage. So I'm going to stay right here in my room because it's about 11:15 at night here in Las Vegas. I don't need that kind of trouble, so thanks for the advice.
That's a very good move. Adam, thanks again for your time, mate.
Cheers.
Adam Mobbs there, live from Las Vegas. Now, the Jillaroos have finally taken to the field for a training session just 4 days before their match against England. The side had logistical issues, which left them without a training field in the lead-up, but that hasn't taken away from the history they know they're about to create.
Yeah, you always feel a little bit of pressure in this jersey. I think that's because we care so much about it. As I said, we're the first ever women's team to play there, so we don't have a point to prove in that sense, but, you know, we just want to show the world that, you know, we're great athletes and we can play football just as good. So I think we're just really taking that challenge on and bringing everything that comes to us.
You mentioned before it's nice to be like Jillaroos squad coming here as the Australian team.
Yeah.
But can you remember, like, what was your first overseas, like your first international trip with a team? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was New Zealand. It was my test match for the Jillers, actually, and that was pretty cool to, you know, get paid and play in my first ever national jersey. And unfortunately, I ended up doing my knee that game, so I didn't get to make the field and make my debut. But that was an experience all in itself. And now to, you know, come to Las Vegas and be here as a squad, that's pretty surreal as well. So, you know, I was really pushing for it last year when all the boys were there, and to say we can do this all in a year, it's pretty exciting. So I think we just can't wait to get out there and play on Saturday.
An excited Jess Surges. Now, the Panthers and Sharks will be the final game of Sunday's Rugby League Las Vegas extravaganza. You don't have to go too far back for the last time the two teams met. As we head to the break, let's relive the highlights of Penrith booking in their 5th consecutive grand final appearance.
I'm locked to the front, man. It's a thing of beauty what Nathan Cleary has done. That's a big moment. For Cleary, pushing away from Bailey, crafts a kick. God, can you believe it? Can you believe what the master has just done? Cleary, numbers, out it goes. Alaboni has scored as well. Here's the right foot kick. Martin, yes. So now the celebrations can really begin.
Talk big, but I back it up because I show it. Play hard because it's hard to play. Don't only ask yourself a question. How bad do you want it?
I like it. Everyone has a side.